Welcome to Ready to Launch, the series where entrepreneurs and side hustlers share their behind-the-scenes stories about how they got started and how they've managed the transitions in establishing, sustaining, and growing their businesses even in difficult times. In this series, I interview inspiring men and women who are models for anyone who's ready to launch an entrepreneurial initiative or passion project. From their stories, we learn how to be bold and execute on our business and life goals. So you're in the right place if you're ready to dream a bigger dream, have greater impact, and live a more fulfilled life. This is Ready to Launch, and I am your host, Fatima Williams. So thank you so much, Nehemiah Davis, for being here this morning. I am so excited to welcome you to the Be Bold community and just give them an opportunity to hear from you and learn from you. So everyone, welcome Nehemiah Davis. He is an entrepreneur, philanthropist, author, and just amazing all-around person to get to know. And so let's welcome him. Thank you so much for being here, Nehemiah. Let's get started.
Let's go. I'm super excited. Thank you for bringing me to your amazing platform. And I really hope I can impart some wisdom and inspire and encourage your group just to keep pushing like I know they're going to keep pushing. So happy to be here.
Awesome. Thank you. So, I want to go back a little bit more to the beginning. You've been an entrepreneur for years now. You're a young guy and an entrepreneur for years. But I'd like if you could to take me back to the moment when you really made the decision to make this shift in your career and really in your life to start entrepreneurship. What was that moment? What was happening for you?
Literally, that was about 9 years ago. And I live by this quote, one of my favorite quotes. Once your mind is expanded to a new concept or idea, it's hard to go back to its original way of thinking. And for me, how I interpret that particular quote is once you see something more for your life, it's going to be hard to just go accept average. Once you see that you can be a millionaire, once you see you can be a billionaire, it's hard to just settle like I'll just take X, right? So what I was doing at the time, I got fired from my temp job at that time, just got fired, but I was working at a place called Atlantic Aviation. And at this particular place, it was a private airport called Atlantic Aviation, a private airport where I had the opportunity to meet celebrities, but more importantly than celebrities, everyday average businesswomen and businessmen, some millionaires, some billionaires, got on Trump plane, got on TD Jakes plane, got on owner of the Cowboys plane, seen so many other people, multimillionaires and billionaires get off a plane. So it jogged my mind because a lot of them came from nothing. So if I see someone else come from nothing, that means I too can come from nothing. So at that point, I made the shift that I want more out of my life. I can't keep settling. And then I got fired. But when I got fired, I was able to start my business. But at that point of getting fired from my temp job, I made a decision from that point on. I said, I'm mentally unemployable from this point on. I absolutely must make entrepreneurship work, or I must make entrepreneurship work. So for the last 9 years, my plan B has been fully acting on my plan A. So I made that shift 10 years ago, and I literally haven't looked back since then. So I really charge people you have to make a shift, and you got to make a decision in your mind that you're going to make something happen and give yourself no other options. Oftentimes people don't make it to what they want because they give themselves options. They give themselves backup plans. They give themselves crutches. It is hard to start walking again if you always going to keep using the crutches. How will you ever walk on your own if you keep walking with crutches? At a point in time, you got to give them up and say, I'm going to walk in my purpose. I'm going to walk in my boldness, and I'm going to go make it happen no matter what happens to me, no matter how many times I fail, no matter how many people tell me I can't make it happen, no matter how many people tell me what is impossible for my life, I'm going to keep going until I make it happen.
That's huge. You said a lot there. One that really stuck out to me is deciding, right? Like making a decision. But here's the thing. You decided, 9 years ago, but
Yep.
You continue every day to decide again. Like you make that decision every day. Tell me about what that's like. You're not a newbie anymore. Like you've seen ups of business, downs of business. What do you do to continue to uplift yourself to make that decision every day?
I try to constantly stay in my phone, talk to people who are sharper than me, talk to people who are smarter than me, talk to people who went through what I went through. So I know I'm not in it alone. I know that, someone else went through everything that I'm going through. So whatever I'm going through, I'm going to get through it. So I'm listening to YouTube, different Jim Rohns, and just different things that motivate me and encourage me. I'm watching how my friends who are smarter than me and who are doing better than me, how they're operating, what they're getting accomplished, because that encourages me to keep going. A lot of people, for them, it inflicts more fear in them, or, man, I don't know if I'll ever make it. But for me, I'm like, I know I can do it because they can do it, and they're going to help me do it. So, encouraging myself daily through reading, encouraging myself daily by speaking life over myself. We got 100,000 thoughts a day, and whatever we constantly think about will bring about. So I'm being mindful of my thoughts, and I'm being mindful of my words, because I understand there's three things you can't get back in life. It's your words once they come out your mouth. So I'm being mindful of what am I saying. Opportunities once they're missed. That's why I'm taking everyone. And words that come out your mouth, opportunities that are missed, and time. So I'm being mindful of how I spend my time each and every day, because it's my currency. This is how I make a living. So I got to be mindful of what I'm doing every day throughout my day, because I know it's going to benefit my life.
And so say a little bit more about the affirmations, the reading. What are some go-to either books or affirmation tools that you use? And I know you have the Step Into Greatness Journal, so maybe you can even talk about some of that for us.
Yeah, so literally, I created the Step Into Greatness Journal. Maybe I created it years and years and years ago, but it didn't really come out manifest until about 3-4 years ago. But I was able to create this book. It's called the Step Into Greatness Journal, a simple guide for transforming your life from good to great. And with this book, I call it a holistic approach to reaching success, a holistic approach to creating the life that you desire through writing affirmations down every day. Affirmations are huge. Again, what we say to ourselves is so important. The reason why most people never become great or reach their full potential, because they talk themselves out of it. They tell themselves they can't. They keep saying, I'm trying. They keep saying why they can't make it. Then they got people who are around them telling them too that they can't make it. They got people who are around them telling them, oh, that's not possible. So I make a conscious effort every single day to think about, what am I saying to myself? Mentally, like I'm in my mind all day. Nehemiah, you great. Nehemiah, you can make it. Nehemiah, you the best. Nehemiah, you intelligent. Nehemiah, you brilliant. And I constantly tell myself these things, because if I don't tell myself, I'll slip into a mindset of negativity. So affirmations has changed my life. I utilized them for the last 8 years in my life. I realized they're important, because again, it takes the same amount of effort for me to speak negativity over my life, and I'm sure that will impact me in a negative manner. So I'm conscious of what I'm saying. So that's why they're in my book, and that's why I lead with them when I'm speaking. Everything I talk about when I'm doing sessions is affirmations, just building your mindset before you build your skill set. Because whatever you're going to face, if your mindset is built, if you know you're going to make it, if you know you're going to be successful, you're going to be successful. But it all starts here. So affirmations is key. And just a few books that I would suggest for you to get. One thing I would listen to Jim Rohn on YouTube. It's called Professional Seminars, like 2 hours and 4 minutes. It's amazing. Something that I listen to. The Secret. You have to watch the whole Secret. It's like 2 hours. If you don't have 2 hours, watch the first 20 minutes of it. It is super powerful. Another book, Who Moved My Cheese, is really just talk about staying liquid, being able to move with the times and not getting complacent where you are, and understanding that times will change and things will change. So you got to be willing to change with those. In addition to Who Moved My Cheese, I would say you should also check out Think and Grow Rich. Because again, these books it's just a universal law of whatever you constantly think about with a burning desire, you can manifest in your life once you pair your thoughts with action. So again, I pray to God, I say affirmations, but I understand that they won't work unless I do. So every day I'm getting up working, every day I'm getting up grinding, every day I'm getting up chasing down my goals and dreams, because if I don't chase them down, no one going to chase them down for me.
That's one thing I see about you. So I said before we got started that I followed you on Instagram for a while before even reaching out to you. And one of the things I see that's consistent is you're always moving. you're always moving. And what do I mean by that? Like, you just, not that you're in different directions, right? But like always moving, like there's something forward moving. So tell me about what it takes to be consistent in taking action and consistent in executing.
And it takes determination. Like, you got to be determined. Like I told you, you gotta want it so bad. Like, I want success so bad, I'm willing to die for it. Like, literally, I want success so bad. I want more for my life. I want to change my family life. I want to encourage the people who are coming up behind me. I want to encourage my tribe of leaders. I want to encourage just everyone around me. So I understand that I can't quit, and I can't quit because I got bills to pay every month. I got a family to provide for. And if I quit, I'm going to let thousands of other people down. Like, there are people around the world looking up to me saying, Nehemiah, because you don't have a job, I believe I can go out here and not have one. Nehemiah, because you're doing X, Y, Z, I believe I too can do it. So one of my reasons of never quitting, because there are people depending on me to continue to make it happen so they can make it happen. I understand that my dreams are connected to someone else's destiny as well, because I'm encouraging other people to step out on their own. I'm encouraging other people to take a chance on them. So I must stay consistent. And there's something called momentum. Once your momentum gets going, like, you're going to keep going. So I tell people one of the biggest keys to success is staying consistent. And a key that will hurt you is being inconsistent. Because you got something called momentum, and once it's up, you can keep going over and over and over. I think Warren Buffett talked about the snowball effect. If you put a snowball at the top of the hill and they keep rolling down, like, it's just going to keep picking up speed, and it's going to keep adding to it. But if you keep stopping and starting and stopping and starting, that little momentum you pick up, it's like trying to tell a snowball to go up the hill. It's going to be hard to do that, right? So I tell people, you just got to keep going no matter what. And I also often can tell who will be successful is people who are willing to keep going no matter what they face, no matter what opposition come their way, and no matter what people tell them it can't work. It can work.
Take me to your first business. I have a little bit of backstory on this, but take me from your first business to now. You're not in the same exact business as what you started in.
Absolutely not. So my first business was a fruit truck, which was brutally hard. I was working 15 hours a day, some days making $50, some days making 20, some days making 10, some days making 0, some days making 200, best day maybe $300-$400. And I at that point in time, I was exchanging time for money. So I had to literally work for every dime I was getting. I had to work hard. But a lot of times I did that for years, but a lot of times people aren't willing to put that time, and they want to just start a business and think it's just going to be super successful. And now with the way the internet is, with research, you can start a business and make it super successful in a fraction of the time. But at that time, I didn't have a mentor. At that time, I didn't have no guidance. Everything I'd done up until a few years ago was all on my own learning and just trying to figure things out on my own. So at that time, I don't regret doing any of it, because it taught me how to value time. It taught me I don't want to spend 15 hours anymore just to hope I can make 100, 200, 300. It's too much time, because I understand time, my most valuable commodity. I want to spend more time with my family. I want to do more of the things I love. But if I'm stuck working for 15 hours, that's tough.
Yeah.
So fast forward to now I figured out how to make money, a little easier. Now I'm learning how to monetize information that I learned. So if I didn't have a fruit truck, if I didn't go through the experience, if I didn't have a cleaning business, I wouldn't have been able to extract some of the things that I do now, because I wouldn't have had those experiences. So I'm happy I went through all the things I went through. I'm still not where I want to be, but everything I went through is preparing me to become the person who I need to be. So now I have Circle Greatness Academy, which is our online program where we got hundreds of members. That's a monthly residual. Now I also have an event space. That's something else that gives me the opportunity to help someone else reach their dreams by helping them have an event, as well as we generate income by allowing them to use our space. So now I'm shifting my workload to working smarter and allowing the systems to do the work for me, opposed to me just exchanging all my time and hours which I used to do. Now I can work a little smarter.
And your books as well, I imagine are good.
And
just
I love
consistent.
the books. I tell people, man, that's if I tell somebody how to create wealth, having a book is one of them. If you're going to be consistent, because it's something that you can write once in order to pay you forever. Last night I did I spoke for my friend for free. I think it was like 5 or 6 people in the room. Before the people bought a book. I created the book 4 years ago. Never have to create it again. Once I become that multimillionaire, billionaire in 5 years, 10 years, whenever the time is, I'm going to bring that book back out. And they're going to, how did you get to this point? I'm going to bring the book back out. I'm going to add a chapter, maybe change the color of the cover, and I'm going to bring it back out. And it's going to make thousands and thousands, maybe millions. Who knows? I hope. But I'll sell thousands and thousands of copies. But guess how many times I created it once? So my leading question that I often ask my members and people in general, what can you create once that will pay you forever? And I think if you can crack that particular question, you can create a life of abundance for yourself and your family. So every day I ask myself that. What can I create once that'll pay me forever? What can I create once that'll pay me forever? So everything that I do is based on that, trying to create systems that will continuously pay me far after the work is done.
That's good. That's good, especially for new entrepreneurs who are just starting out to think creatively about how to leverage systems, tools, resources, so they can get off the ground, right, in a way that maybe has some more ease to it, and where they're thinking about the future of what they're building and not just the moment right now. Yeah. One of the things I also, this may sound a little bit funny, but when I started following you on Instagram, for a minute, I had to say, wait, is he in business or is he like a community leader? Like, what's happening here? And it sounds a little funny now that I know a bit more about what you do, but you're a business guy, and it sounds like you've been doing a lot and looks like you've been doing a lot of the community work from a while ago. Like, you didn't start this recently. How did you come to add serving and giving as part of what you do?
Well, my mom inflicted it in my mind. She projected that on me as a kid. Nehemiah, we need to volunteer for the Special Olympics. You need to volunteer here. 13, Mom, I don't really want to hear that. I'm not trying to volunteer anywhere as a 13-year-old. I want to just go have fun. But when I started my first business, which was the fruit truck, she said, son, you making money. I wasn't probably making money. But, son, you making money. We need to give back. I'm like, Mom, what do you want us to do? So what I did was gave my mom $50. She went and bought sandwiches, made sandwiches, my mother and my sisters, and they went and fed the homeless. Came back in about an hour. I said, how you get back so quick? They said, we handed them out in 5 minutes. I said, no way, I don't believe you. So from that point on, what I did was I said, I need to go with you to see next week myself. And I went with her and I became hooked. And we fed the homeless every Monday straight for the next 6 years consecutively. We might have missed 2 or 3 Mondays if the weather was extremely bad, but we were out there in rain, sleet, hail, snow every Monday. And from that point on, we started doing back to school events. We started doing Christmas events. We started doing Thanksgiving events. It's about momentum. Once you get going, you're going to keep trying to find ways to do it. I tell people to this day, I'm not the most intelligent entrepreneur in the world. I promise you. I got kicked out of high school. I got kicked out of college. But it's a universal law. Whatever you put out in the universe, you're going to get it back. You put out good, you're going to get it back. You put out bad, you're going to get it back. So I was putting out this good energy, helping as many people as I could. And now today we served over 40,000 people around the entire world. Giving back, whether that's through a book bag, whether that's a meal, whether that's a financial donation, we gave back in some way, shape, or form. So when I'm featured, I receive 50 awards all around the world. And they be like, yo, it's not because I'm this sweet entrepreneur. It's because of my willingness to give back. So if I could give somebody a secret to success, is serve your way to success. Find a way to add value to other people's lives, right? Once you add value to other people's lives, you will never lose. Like once you add value to other people's lives, it's a guaranteed win. I tell people when you put the needs of others before your own, God will always make sure you're straight. So I've been living by that model for the last few years, and I'll continue to live by it because I understand it's a winning formula for massive success.
You know what I like about that is you didn't wait and say, when I become a multimillionaire or when I become a millionaire, I will. Yep. It was the fruit truck that probably was not very profitable for most of the time, but you found a way to give. And I also really appreciate the example of your mother, right? Because we need people in our lives that mentor us and that also hold us accountable to what we say we want to do and also to high values and high standards, right? So tell me, I know you have Circle of Greatness, and I'd love to hear more about that. Tell me, for new and aspiring entrepreneurs, why is community and accountability so important?
And community and accountability is everything, because it's one thing that you will do for sure in life. You will let yourself down. But it's hard to let yourself down when you got a group of people around you like, yo, what's up? What's next? Where that book that you've been telling me about? Where the coaching program you've been telling me about? Hey, when we going to go work out? We going to go work out tonight, right? Hey, we going to go take our first trip together, right? Hey, we about to go get our passports, right? Dang, man, and if you surround yourself with, just imagine, a dozen people like that, that's a guaranteed win. But if you submerge yourself with hundreds of people on that same mission as you to win in life, to do better, to be better, it is a guaranteed formula for success. I tell people all the time, if you want to go, if you don't want to go far, go by yourself. If you want to go far, if you want to go far, you have to do it with other people, right? I instantly can tell when someone got a small vision. It's when they tell me they're trying to do it all on their own. All right, cool. Good luck with that. I'll be like, hey, I can assure you Circle of Greatness Academy will change your life in a matter of 30 to 60 days if you do the work and if you give it a chance. But if then it's like, nah, I'm just going to wait. You don't really want it then. You don't really want the things that you just told me you wanted. You told me you wanted accountability. You told me you wanted to invest in your education. You told me you wanted more. But based on your actions, you don't really want more. And that don't got to be my program. That could be anything that anyone offers. But if I don't see that you're making that investment in yourself, and it's not always a financial investment. Most things you can learn on YouTube. Most things you can learn by picking up a book. You can learn anything by picking up a book. But if your actions isn't matching what you're saying, get with a group of people who are going to force you to get it done. Mm-hmm. Like I'm on calls with mentors, on calls with people, and they're like, Neil, you do this shit? Like, dang, I got to do it. I've been, procrastinating on my video course. I started last night. Now I'm going to knock this thing out of the water because I saw how easy it is now to do it. But it's something I should have been doing. But having my partner keep asking me, yo, when is it going to get done? When you going to get it done, dude? It pushes me. But I promise you, you'll let yourself down a lot. But if you're around other people, and I tell people your dreams. Mm. Tell them what you're going to accomplish in the next 30, 60 days. Because they don't come back. Hey, you get that done yet? I got a model what I do. I release products before they're done. And I accept people's money. And the reason why I do that, because now I got to do it. Mm-hmm. It is so if I don't have an accountability partner, here's a tip and a strategy for people. Release the product before it is done. And accept somebody's payment. Because now you have to get it done. You can't find an excuse because you got that person's money. And they either want their money back. Most cases, I don't want to give you your money back. Right. Or is want their money back, or you're going to get it done. Mm-hmm. So force yourself to get it done. So either do that or get with a group of people who are going to push you to get to where you need to go.
Mm-hmm. You know what this makes me think of? I heard, I listened to something that you did not too long ago, and you talked about your Circle of Greatness Academy and how you launched it. And when the person asked you for the URL for it, the URL wasn't even built for the academy yet, but you had members and like a lot of members. If there is anything I can say to that, for me is the quintessential example of action, movement, believing in it, doing it, and not doing the sexy stuff on the side that can get us distracted from the actual execution.
And it's crazy you say that because they really bring me back to the thought, like, because I didn't think about that till we really didn't have a website. We had a flyer with 3 tiers on a flyer of what we offer. We put it on Instagram. If you're interested, text wait to this number or DM me and we're going to get you in. I send you the flyer if you say you're interested. Hey, pick what package you want. And then I send you the 3 links for the packages. But the only information I had on it was the flyer. And that's insane because a lot of people, hey, I want to go check out your website. But some people signed up because another reason they saw my consistency over the last 8-9 years, and it's not just, hey, I'm just launching this program, I think you should be a part of it, but they saw something in the past where they knew I maybe was reputable to them, right?
Yep.
So wow, I'm happy you said that because I didn't think about it, and I'm going to add that on something that I do is I really started with nothing. Like when I tell you that we built this company with nothing, like 2 of us started with me, then Davida came on, but we just built it with nothing at all. No other than my mentor said, you need this system, this system, this system. We just started. Website didn't get built for maybe 3 months later. And now we're working on building another website. But it's crazy what happens when you just start. Mm-hmm. Like the problem, people trying to start perfect. I got to have all these things together before I get started. You will never get started. If we waited to start Circle of Greatness when we would have everything started, we would start now. You know what I mean? Other similar coaching programs there is out here like that, at least 10. Five of them belong to my friends. Easily. Brian Dation, my mentor. E.T. Breed University. My man Sleepers for Suckers, his program. My man Sean Blank. 5 of my peers had programs, and I see a list of other people that I didn't name. But what if I would have waited? Number one, they probably wouldn't have started their own because I started from somebody. Then some of them told me, Neil, I started because you started. Right? But what if I didn't do that? That means they wouldn't have started, and they wouldn't have started their community that is now generating them income or influence. But I start everything without the knowledge, and I start everything without the resources. I just start where I am with what I have. So if I can encourage anyone to do anything, is start where you are with what you have, and that will be the key to your success. Stop trying to wait till you got everything right, because there will never be a time where you got everything right. There is never a perfect time to do anything. Not a perfect time to have a kid, not a perfect time to start a business, not a perfect time to start a nonprofit. There will always be something in your head or someone around you telling you, I don't think you should do something. So if I can encourage anyone to do anything, it was just start with what you have, with the influence you have. People reach out, hey, is there a good time? Should I start Circle of Greatness now or should I wait? Why would you wait?
Right.
Because I know everything I need to know now. Okay, that's the perfect time to start. I like people who start not knowing what they want to do, because I can assure you in 3 months you will have a plan. You'll maybe making some money. Your network will increase. But try to wait 3 months. The information is gone.
Yeah, and the momentum is gone, right? Like the momentum is gone as well.
Getting left, and something I've been doing now. Once I get the momentum, I just got to keep doing it. Because like if I think about, hey, I need to write a book, I need to do it right now. Like we live by a motto in Circle of Greatness: add no time to decisions. That's something I personally live by, and the reason why I say add no time to the decisions, because the moment you tell somebody, they're ready to talk you out of it. The moment that you stay in your head contemplating for another hour, 2 hours, 5 days, 10 days, something came in your head or something else came, like, oh, well, I don't want to do this now. I don't think this is a good opportunity. So if I can encourage people, man, just start now, like right now. Like drop what you're doing right now and start whatever your goal or dream is. Whatever it is, just start it.
You know what I really appreciate about this as well is because working with new entrepreneurs, you know, those who are just kind of getting started, the self-talk can be a lot, right? Because you haven't done it before. You haven't done it before. And it's like, well, I don't know how. You can hear that a lot too, right? I don't know how, but you learn in the doing, right? You learn in the doing, and that creates that momentum that you're talking about. I really appreciate that.
I totally agree. Like there's no better way to learn than to do. Like I tell you, college, no. School, no. Everything I'm learning is learned by picking up a book, listening to a podcast, or mostly by doing. Every business that I have started, I just say yes. And then, look, I say yes to the opportunities, don't know how to do it. I had my junk removal company. You know how to take down the whole inside of a house? Yes. Never did it before. I started it. When I first started my cleaning company, my accountant called. He said, "Hey, did I mistake it? Did you have a cleaning company that offer monthly services?" I said, "Yes, I did. You didn't know? I didn't have no cleaning company. I called somebody who did, asked how you price out the job. I went and I held that gym contract for about a year for like $800 a month. That's the most I ever made on a monthly basis from one client, $800, and I was getting it every month. I was hyped, but I guess it started because someone called me with an opportunity, and I just said yes. Same with my junk removal. Hey, you get rid of trash, you break down dressers and all. Yes, never did it. Went and got me a U-Haul truck, found out where the dump was, and did junk removal for the next 4 or 5 years off of saying yes. Wow. Before I'm even ready.
I'm just gonna let that marinate. Let that marinate for a minute. That's real. That's real. I want to ask you some about mentors. So you've said a lot here about mentors. I've seen you, with Steve Harvey. You've been recognized by his Neighborhood Award for a lot of the work that you do with your philanthropic efforts. I've seen you recognized by Eric Thomas and a number of other people that I'm sure many people know and maybe don't even know, but you seem to really put yourself with mentors and stick to your mentors and keep them a part of what you're doing regularly. When you got started, though, how did you get started with seeking out mentorship?
Well, for me, again, man, my dad hadn't been in my life since I was 2. My dad committed murder. So he had life in prison. So I never had a father figure. I never had anyone really to look up to seek guidance. I just had my mom. So listening to my mom. But I believe at like 21, 22, I found a mentor where I first learned about mentorship. His name was David Groverman when I had my fruit truck. And this guy, we was at odds. I had my fruit truck next to his shopping center. He just, you need to move. Like, get out of here, kid. Like, man, what? I'm a young man at this time. I'm like, you being racist, you being this. And he wasn't. I'm like, man, you need to move, kid. You just need to get out of here. You don't need to be next to my shopping center with your fruit truck. I'm like, I'm just trying to make an honest living. But that relationship blossomed to him literally being my mentor. Now I call him. He gave me my first like $70,000 contract. He gave me hundreds of thousands, probably at least $150,000 worth of work. Just with him being my mentor, and had to give him nothing in return for it, right? That's one key of having a mentor. They set you up with opportunities that you can't set yourself up with, right? So once I realized, this is a key to success, I said, I got to get more of these. So I start scouting mentors in every area of my life. Now I got someone I look up to like my father. He like my dad. He's my mentor. But I called him relationship advice, family advice. You got a successful marriage, 2 kids, full ride to college. How do you do it? What were your mistakes? So now I'm calling them. What are my new question I'm asking people, I see how successful you are. Tell me the mistakes. Where were the gaps so I can avoid some of them? I'm hitting mistakes now and have hit mistakes and will continue to hit mistakes because I didn't ask the questions first. So, man, getting a mentor is everything. So I think you should have mentors in every area of your life. And a simple way to find one, a lot of people, is start looking online. You can't initially find a person you want, but emulate this person online. Like, it could be the ETs, it could be the Tony Robbins, it could be Michelle Obama. Start looking at what they do, how they operate, how they talk, how they walk, and just emulate that, and then reach out to them. Often that's tougher to do, but you can do it. Because, again, it takes the same amount of effort. One of my members, Nadia, she told me this years ago. It changed my mind. And I got it from her, but she said, it takes the same amount of effort to ask the person that's at the top level as it do to ask the bottom level. It requires no extra effort for me to ask Barack Obama to be my mentor than for someone to come ask me. It is no difference in that question. Like, literally. So I just believe in that just asking, because the answer is you get two answers no matter who you ask. It's yes or no. So, one of the ways is literally asking them to take them out to lunch, asking them, hey, can I earn your mentorship? Hey, how can I add value to your life? I willed my way in multiple membership and multiple mentors. I met him 4 years ago. I whispered in his ear. We flew out to Phoenix. I said, you're going to be my mentor. You don't know it yet. Now he's my mentor. I still have the Instagram post. I saved it specifically because I want people to know the power of speaking those things that are not as they are. I willed that into my life, but I worked it. I went to go volunteer over 10, 15 times. We fly into different cities, Jasmine and I, wherever he was, just show love. And guess what? When you're seeking a mentor, see what they need. Like, don't just go in there, yo, I just want to take everything you have. How can I add value to your life? What do you need? And at that time, how we got in with ET was she went up to him like, ET, I'm a photographer. If you ever need one, I'm available. He said, all right, kid, get started today. She came back. He said, I'm like, get started today. But what if she didn't bring her camera?
Right.
Unprepared. So she gave her gift away. So the reason he's my mentor now, because she gave her gift away. I don't believe the dynamics would have been the same if she didn't lead with service, and then if we didn't continually show up. So show up for your mentors, volunteer for your mentors, help your mentors, help them make more money, help them get into more rooms. And I can assure you all of that's going to come back to you, because I live by the law of reciprocity. Whatever you put out in the world, you're going to get back. It's 100% certain. So I always tell people, put out good energy. So find yourself a mentor, because that will help change your life.
That's amazing. You have a lot that you have going on, and I mean that in the most positive way, right? Like, just different things that you're seeding, different things that you're growing. And of course, then it means income and it means impact. So as we wrap up, tell me what's next for you.
What's next for me? World domination. Sorry. But no, really, what's next for me is continue to add value to everyone who's around me, right? Because again, I'm living by that law of reciprocity and sowing seeds. So really, my job title is changing for me. What are you? I'm a student, because I'm constantly trying to learn right now. And I'm a farmer. I'm out here sowing seeds every day. I'm trying to sow. Because I understand however many seeds I put in that ground, at some point in time, it's going to grow fruit. And I'll give you an example. I met you in Essence, random on the street.
Yes.
Now I'm on your podcast. I'm sure we're going to build a friendship from this. I met Patrice Washington on that same street a year ago.
Oh, man. Yeah.
She was the reason I got on Steve Harvey. She was the reason I got a $75,000 engagement, cost me nothing, right? From being present. So I believe it's all as a result of putting fertile seeds putting seeds in the soil, and eventually it's going to sprout. So that relationship I built came from that situation, right? So I'm challenging people, man. Just, do for others really what you want for yourself. So if you want more money, give more money. You want more opportunities, give more opportunities. Like, give more, and you're going to get it back. It's a guarantee. I promise you. And I'm not always talking about in money, your time, your resources. Yeah. Me hanging out with ET and these various people, I can't pay for that. Let me pay to hang out with you.
Right.
And when you in people presence, do everything you can to be present, like work and emulate what they do, like emulate what's working for them. I'm emulating how you treating his wife. I'm trying to treat my fiance better, right? I'm emulating what they doing with money. I want to make more money. I want to learn more. So, what's next for me is just helping more people reach their greatness, because I know when I help them, it's just a law. It's going to come back to me. So that's all I'm doing. That's next for me, helping more people, adding more value, being a student, being a farmer, and working every single day to make sure my goals and dreams come true. Because I understand if I don't work, nothing's going to work.
I think you just gave those final two pieces of advice to the community. That's a lot. That's a lot for them to take away, a lot for me to take away. How can our listeners find you and learn more about you?
Nehemiah Davis .com is being updated, but really circlegreatnessacademy.com, really for you to check it out, see what we're doing in the lives of other people. Instagram at Neil Deviso. And that's it. Facebook, Nehemiah Davis. Check us out and really just see how we can be of a value adder to you, and however I can be of service to you and your community. I'm here for you. I believe this was an awesome podcast for recording. It was dope. So I feel like it's one of the best ones I did in a while. I say that every time I do one, maybe because they're improving. Maybe I'm improving a little bit, as well as their questions are super cool. So I appreciate you and happy to have been able to do this.
Thank you for joining Ready to Launch with me, Fatima Williams, and our inspiring guests. I'm committed to helping you turn this inspirational information into actionable advice. So I created the Ready to Launch syllabus. To get the most out of your listening time, go to fatimawilliams.com/launch and download my free Ready to Launch syllabus today. And as always, I'd love to hear your comments and takeaways from this session. What are you ready to launch, and what's your next step? Join the conversation on Facebook or follow me on Instagram at Fatima PhD. Let's get ready to launch.